complete. I thank this village for receiving me. Hey, it takes a village to build what we doing. When they found me all defeated, depleted, and ruined, they rebuilt me from the ground like they salvaging ruins. I'm just grateful for my blessings, how God has been moving. Yeah, it takes a village to build what we doing. When they found me all defeated, depleted, and ruined, they rebuilt me from the ground like they salvaging ruins. I'm just grateful for my blessings, how God has been moving. Yeah.
Think I figured out the formula to succeeding. Family dinner at the table, they make sure that I'm eating.
Yo, what's your plan?
What up? What up? How you feeling?
What up? What up? Feeling good? Feeling great? You know, feeling better. How you feeling?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling. You know, today is the 1 year anniversary of my brother's death, so hanging in there and doing what we got to do because we know that in real life we gonna have to show up and show out. So I'm showing up and showing out.
Show up and show out. You know, what I'm saying, my condolences. You know, after this, you know, another day tomorrow, I'll give you a COVID hug. You know.
Appreciate you.
I feel you, man. So we in episode 6, season 2.
Episode 6, season 3.
Season 3. I'm tripping. Oh God, I thought I just saw number 2. My bad. I know better.
It's all right. Yeah, we got a dope show in store today, and we should probably hop in soonish. But before we do, where's your drink at?
See, I almost took a sip before, but I caught myself. Got like a nice little peach sangria going on. You got some white wine in here. Got some peach flavors. You know, make something nice happen for the people. What you got over there?
I have no idea, but I think I have like a sangria spirit. I have no idea. Something with wine and alcohol in it and some flower petals. Looks
cute. So, are you hungry today, by any chance? Like,
I'm hungry, but I feel like we could like I'm not starved. I feel like an appetizer, skip an entree, and go straight into a dessert. It's kind of what I'm feeling. How you feeling?
Yeah,
an entree, because I feel like the day I had, I just want to have like something to hold me over, and then just something sweet. I'm not here for a huge meal, but what you thinking? How you feeling?
I'm all for that because I've been snacking all day, so that's all good with me. I'm all with that. You feel me?
What's up, Veronica? Million, thank you for joining in. We appreciate you. You guys have to start posting these drink recipes. God.
We have to. You know what we do, but when we start getting paid for it, then we can we'll let you know what's in it, George. I appreciate you, George.
Right. So while we up here, whatever, we want to make sure that you guys know what the prerequisite is to be in here. Make sure you go ahead and grab some alcohol. If you don't drink alcohol, grab some water. If you don't drink water, grab some milk. If you don't drink milk, grab something, and let's just go, man. We got a chance to a good episode because we got to get started. We got a lot going on. Shout out to everybody watching on my Facebook page, Gourmet Foreplay Facebook page, and people watching on YouTube. We appreciate y'all.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so cheers to a good episode.
Cheers. I've been waiting to get into this. Cheers.
Cheers.
After you taste it, let me know how it tastes.
All right. I'm gonna just act like I didn't taste it off camera, but hold on.
Wow.
Yeah, it's giving me like sangria vibes.
Mine too. This is pretty good. Nice and peachy.
Where's your mic?
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. To make sure.
You hear me now?
I can hear you now. All right, so y'all already know. Let's go ahead and jump straight into our appetizers. And if you're new to Gourmet Foreplay, you know that we break our show up into appetizers, entrees, desserts, and flash news. If you're just tuning in, me and Ness are going ahead, and we're not super duper hungry today. And the type of day I had, and I'm assuming she had a great day. We just want to go ahead and get an appetizer real quick. A couple of flash news because we got some important information we want to share with y'all, and then we want to go ahead and jump straight into the dessert for something sweet and juicy. All right.
Yeah.
So what's first on the docket, Ness? There's a lot going on and a lot of things happening around the world that is not getting
that much airtime
coverage. What's up? Yeah. It's for the people. Make it happen. What's up?
It's not. So like I know a lot of people who are Nigerian, you know, of the Nigerian culture, and sometimes like I see like posts from them is how I kind of stay a little connected and, you know, based on other people that I follow. So Nigeria is having a protest against their own police brutality. And I guess it's the police.
Hold on. There's a protest happening in Nigeria.
It's wild. It's more than a protest.
So it's more than
Please put us on. So in Nigeria, they have like this police unit called SARS.
Not to be confused.
That's the same thing I thought. Like, oh my God.
I was like, wait, SARS.
When I first looked it up, I'm like, dang, they battling this too? What's coming our way? Like, that's how hypochondriac, like the scaredness I have, right? But SARS stands for Special Anti-Robbery Squad. Right?
You did say that it was around robbery.
Like the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. Mm-hmm. Interesting to me that they have their own unit, right?
Yeah.
But this unit is outlandish. Like, I'm talking about people could steal like a laptop or a bag or a purse or some cloth or like food from somewhere, and they're getting like brutally tortured and brutally punished. But what happened recently in early October was a video went viral on social media that showed the SARS unit pulling and dragging two men out of a hotel, of course, being reported for stealing something, right? And one of them was executed in broad daylight live in the street. Executed. We think we got it bad. Yo.
We don't realize how privileged we are. Even to just be out here and have the freedom of speech, man. The freedom of speech. You got people being executed. Go ahead.
And like that, but they've been constantly called out for decades about the fact that when they torture people for a crime that's so small, like I'm talking about, they whip out ratchets on people. They beat people with ratchets. A ratchet is a knife. It's a type of cleave. It's a big blunt force type of weapon if you use it onto somebody. So they beat people with ratchets. They beat people with anything they can find, whether it's batons, whips, ropes, or whatever it is. They literally beat people with this if they steal something, especially if they're caught, right? So after the execution in broad daylight, Nigerians are just like, hell no.
Of course, I'll be saying the same.
Exactly. So like they've been protesting, throwing rallies, but like, you know how like this is the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
It's one of those situations because these people have been fighting for their rights against this unit, right? So they're fighting, they're protesting and they're protesting. They even had a couple peaceful ones. I'm gonna show one of the peaceful ones because I've seen some wild ones.
Yeah.
But majority of them are peaceful. Of course, they're gonna show the wild ones on camera, right? So let me share my screen for y'all real quick. But you know, it's Nigeria, it's the motherland. You know how people, you know, even in times of darkness, they're still gonna rejoice and, you know, right? Right?
The harassment of these SARS people is getting unbearable.
This is an idea, like,
because if you check what is going on in the entire country, it's not even only in Nigeria, as in not even only in Lagos, in the entire state, the SARS has turned themselves to another set of criminals. People are even scared of SARS more than armed robbers. They are so terrible to the fact that you even see them treating you. You even see like dying, talk less of sin they are treating.
So I just wanted to get y'all like a glimpse of an idea of like what the protests look like, right? So this protest is happening in all parts of Africa, not just Nigeria. Like people are coming together like, this is outrageous, this is crazy. But I've also seen protests where like some of them have climbed over the correctional facility, broken in, had about 10 inmates and escaped, you know, throwing stuff, breaking stuff down because they're furious. But what happened, the worst thing happened today. So the government decided to issue a curfew in Nigeria for protesters. So pretty much by 4:00.
Wow. It's not like quarantine.
Yes. So exactly. It sounds a little familiar, right?
Familiar.
But we have a few little, you know, laws that kind of protect some of us, right? So exactly. So like they issued a curfew and Nigerians are just like, hell no, like this cannot be your response as a government. Like this cannot be your response as a government where we're giving you some concern. You know, people are getting beat, brutalized. You're not treating us like human beings. This is outrageous. Mind you, it's ruled. The governor is ruled by also a black man. You know,
right? I mean, right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's wild to see that. But so they're like, hell no. So then they basically stayed there and they kept protesting. Would you believe that the government issued soldiers out? Cut off the electricity and started soldiers were just shooting protesters, just
like spraying bullets,
like real bullets, and just like killing and injuring protesters.
You know what's crazy though? So this happens a lot more than we think it happens, and we don't talk about it enough because we're so used to being Americans and having things happen in America, right? But we don't realize that this type of stuff is happening all over the world. We have it so good in America, right? Yes, we get, we get tear gassed and we get shot with rubber bullets and we get tased and all those things. But in a lot of countries, man, it's just death because they don't have those same rules. They don't have freedom of speech. They don't have, they don't have the same laws to help protect them against these things. It's just nuts. So I think we take things for granted and sometimes way too lightly, not realizing that a lot of countries are doing a lot worse, man, a lot worse.
So I just want people to drop, love Nigeria in the comments if you're listening to this, because there's some type of support that needs to happen. I know the whole world was marching for us. We need to stand up and march for Nigeria, because on top of that, it even got worse. Ambulances are responding to the gunshots and the wounds and the fatalities that's happening, and soldiers are not letting them pass to come help the injured people. So it's like kind of leaving them there to pretty much die. Right? So all that was going on, and at around 7:39 p.m. Eastern time, I received an updated story that said that the government has disbanded the unit as of this evening.
Oh wow!
It got too out of control. But the citizens are just pretty much saying, you're disbanding the unit, but you're not firing these police officers. So you're basically just pushing them on to other units, and we got another thing coming. So thank you. Like, we all got to pray for Nigeria. Like, pretty much, like, pray for the world. Pray for Nigeria. Pray for the people. No one was born to simply be ruled and beating and mistreated by anybody.
That's a fact.
Anybody. I don't care who you are. So we got to pray for Nigeria. Just wanted y'all to know. So when y'all see SARS everywhere, it's not another form of COVID.
It's not.
Right.
It's especially anti-robbery squad, y'all. Especially anti-robbery squad. So know what it is and realize that you heard it here first on Gourmet Foreplay, because nobody's covering it. And we want to make sure Ness was super duper persistent making sure that we covered this, because it's important, man. It's the same way that this is the same way that we had encouraged y'all to pay attention to the coronavirus. We were the first people to report it. We reported it sooner than the freaking president of the United States reported it. Remember that. You heard it here first. And go ahead and spread that message. Hold on. Amelia Parveen says, it's really not that different in America right now. Freedom of speech here has meant nothing recently, especially since we're beaten, shot, tear gas for peaceful and non-peaceful protests. Exactly. And then we have a president in the White House who says something along the lines of, when we talk about the white nationalists and riots and rallies or whatever in Charlottesville, you have the president saying there were good people on both sides. So yes, Amelia, I agree with you in that way, that it really isn't that different. But I think that only the major difference is that we have laws that at least protect our humanity, even if it's minute and even if it's, disproportionate in regards or in relations to people of privilege or white people. So there's that. But yeah, man, Ness, I think that you got any more left on this appetizer?
Just pray for Nigeria. Pray for the world, people. We are all feeling a type of pain, and that's happening. Evil's out there, but we got to spread love. So keep spreading love. You feel me?
That's a fact. All right. So without further ado, we got our flash news. We're gonna hop straight into it. Record timing today. All right. So before we do that, Nash, you want to do our thing and hope for the best, or you want me to just hop straight into it?
Hop straight into it. But play your fantastic.
In that case, let's just go ahead and get ready for flash news, y'all. All right, first on the docket today, I don't even know if y'all realize, but there's Ice Cube then got some, how do we call this, backlash? And that's calling it nicely. Ice Cube got backlash for partnering with Trump, and I have to air quote it because he helped set the record straight a little bit, but it still is a little shaky. And we actually gonna start our social media moment for the day talking about this, all right? So real quick, so Ice Cube pretty much, he joined forces with Trump, and pretty much Ice Cube has, all right, let me back it up. everybody knows who Ice Cube is, obviously, right? From Friday, from what's the newest movie, Straight Outta Compton?
Well, his son played in it, but from Friday, he's from Boys in the Hood.
Every damn thing.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. Thank you for that heads up. But the whole point is, and he produced it though. Didn't he produce Straight Outta Compton? All right, fact check that.
One of them. I know you also Dr. Dre, but we'll fact check that later.
Copy. So long story short, Ice Cube is, for the longest, he hasn't really been political. He's been real bipartisan. He hasn't even been up on politics until just this year, which is a little alarming for me. Because we, and that's what I always talk about, when you have a certain level of influence, a certain level of power, and to be so important like him in the Black community and Black culture, it's important, in my opinion, to know a little bit about politics. So long story short, he just got into it. Now, that being said, Ice Cube did a good thing. Ice Cube created his own kind of plan or political strategy, if you will, to advance Black people and Black culture. And he called this the Contract with Black Americans, all right? And that whole thing was a 22-page detailed proposal that Ice Cube released in August to help address things like Black opportunity and representation, bank lending and financing reform, judicial and public policy reform, expansion of the 13th Amendment and our rights, police reform, reform of Hollywood, and approach to a Confederate past, so many things. And he released this. Now, I say kudos to my brother for going ahead and creating something like this and releasing something like this until Trump's senior advisor, which her name is Katrina Pearson, tweeted a shout out to Ice Cube on Twitter, thanking him for helping the president develop his platinum plan, which was a 2-page campaign promise to increase access to capital or money in Black and brown communities by almost $500 billion. Let's start that again. All right. Ice Cube creates contract with Black Americans back in August. But then senior advisor on Trump's campaign tweeted thanking Ice Cube for helping to contribute to their platinum plan. Now, Ice Cube is worth something like $160 million. It's hugely and highly influential, and it's just a super big part of the culture. Of course, he got backlash for voting with Trump, or not even voting with Trump, but siding with Trump and siding with the Trump administration. You know what I mean? And I just want to play the clip because he wait, you got something to say, Ness?
You remember how I keep telling you about the popularity contest?
Yep.
And I just feel like Trump administration knows what they're doing to get things to flood through media, because that could have been like a behind the door type of thing, right? If Ice Cube is not sitting here, promoting it and doing it, y'all just doing it so y'all can be like, look, Black people are voting for Trump. Like, come on, Black people. And that's what they're doing. That's how I feel.
But that's the thing that's difficult though, Ness, because I feel like that's the dangerous game we may play, right? Because as soon as we hear Ice Cube even have an ounce of connection with Trump, supporting something or having his plan be the plan that is the foundation of now Trump's platinum plan, it's just like we have to be super careful about that, because now everybody's going to jump on it and say, yo, if Ice Cube's doing it and Ice Cube believes in Trump, we should believe in Trump too. And that's a dangerous game to play right now, I believe.
Game to play.
I'm going to go ahead and play this clip real quick. So let's just see. And this is a clip of Ice Cube pretty much on, hold on, yeah, my bad. This is a clip of Ice Cube on CNN with Chris Cuomo and his show, just pretty much sharing his opinion and sharing his feedback to some of the criticism and backlash that he got. So let's play this real quick.
Chris, your lead-ins are a little misleading. How so? Well, the Platinum Plan is not my plan. I came up with the contract with Black America. And I didn't run to go work with any campaign. Both campaigns contacted me. Both campaigns wanted to talk to me about the contract with Black America. One campaign said, we love what you have, but let's really dig into it after the election. And one campaign said, we love what you have. Do you mind talking to us about it? And that's what I did. So I didn't run to nobody, and so that was real misleading to me.
Well, I didn't say you ran to anybody. I said that you had taken a pivot.
Well, you said I ran over to the Trump team instead of the Biden team. That's just not true.
Well, but you are working with the Trump team instead of the Biden team, and people are giving you heat for it. What do you say to them?
Well, I'm willing to work with both teams, but I'm just working with whoever is willing to work with me. So the Trump campaign came to me and asked me to explain to them some of the contract with Black America. That's what I did. I'm not playing no more of these games, these political games. We're not part of a team. We have very broad problems, especially the wealth gap in this country when it comes to Black Americans.
All right, so Tahir says, are we on Ice Cube? Yes, we are. And Mitch Thompson says, what's dangerous about Ice Cube trying to make change? I'd like to hear what you guys think. Now, it's interesting that you ask us that, right, because we had a social media moment and we asking everybody this question. Right? So for those people who are new to the show, so welcome, Mitch, and shout out to everybody watching on my Facebook, on Gourmet Foreplay's Facebook, and on YouTube, our YouTube page, all right? So for those of you who are new, social media moment is that time for us to interact with our viewers, to engage with y'all, get y'all's feedback and points and opinions on topics such as this, all right? So let's go ahead and introduce our social media moment, and then we'll go ahead and get started on the question. All right, so our social media moment is, all right, and this is open to everybody, all right? Should Ice Cube be free to share his political agenda for Black Americans with Trump? Or is he playing a dangerous game by potentially shifting the votes as an influential person in Black culture, all right? And again, this comes from us gathering the consensus from Twitter, gathering a consensus for comments, gathering a consensus from around, not necessarily reflective of our views, but also not necessarily not reflective of our views, all right? So again, that was a social media moment. You guys have 40 seconds to respond. And the question is, should Ice Cube be free to share his political agenda for Black Americans with Trump? Or is he playing a dangerous game by potentially shifting the votes as an influential person in Black culture, all right? So let's go ahead. And you guys have 40 seconds to respond. In the meantime and in between time, let's go ahead and Nash, we got any music we want to play?
We do. I got a cool video. Shot Summers.
Hallelujah. We gonna do this one. Hey. I pull up and show my ass like I was Lizzo. Young fat nigga out the ghetto. I am not a joker, Jared Leto. Used to play the cut like I was Beto. But niggas done forgot I couldn't settle. The young prodigy here already want me to retire like I got me a spare. Already know they couldn't stand me, so they got me a chair. They love to try to block my blessings, you could not interfere. Hallelujah, rage. She gon' let me splash like Scuba Steve. Music to my ear when the panties drop like a new release. Really love myself, yeah, you beautiful.
Yeah, I got 20 seconds left to respond. 20 seconds left. Let's go. Get your comments in.
Usually, I'm with the antics like fuck the state I'm in. Going for a meal and they finish what's on my plate again. Sitting courtside at the game again. Damn. I pull up and show my ass like I was Lizzo. Young fat nigga out the ghetto. I am not a joker, Jared Leto.
Isn't that funny?
I know.
10 seconds left, y'all. Y'all got 10 seconds. And shout out to the 17 people viewing. We appreciate y'all on my Facebook, my Foreplay Facebook, and our YouTube.
I like my Henny, brown and ratchet. She was trying to dry the boat down a hatchet like it's magic disappear. Know a lot of niggas probably thought it was the year.
10, 9,
it was crystal clear.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go. All right, so social media moment. All right, we have the question up there, so let's go ahead and read the question one more time and give some more people a little bit of time to respond as we go ahead and read these comments. All right. So again, the question was, should Ice Cube be free to share his political agenda for Black Americans with Trump? Or is he playing a dangerous game by potentially shifting the votes as an influential person in Black culture? All right. So that's I'm gonna take one, you take one, we bounce back and forth. You cool with that?
I'm cool. Go ahead.
All right. I'm not gonna count Tahir's, the one I'm about to read, as one because I don't think it's a full response. So I'm gonna do this one and Mitch's, and you can go after that.
Got you.
Tahir says he made the best unilateral decision for the Black community. Okay, interested in hearing more about that. Mitch Thompson says he explained that Trump is the current prez and Ice Cube is willing to work with anyone. I think this is the correct course of action. How else do we make change unless we deal with people in power? I do not disagree with part of that comment. And we'll talk more about it. Go ahead, Ness, you're up.
George Watkins, he was a little bit up. He says, I respect Ice Cube for developing the CFBA, but he clearly said he's not supporting any party. But Donald trumped his play. I like that wordplay. Ice Cube failed to predict deceitful move, though. That's honestly how I've been thinking about it. Who's the next one?
Joel Garland is next.
Joel Garland. I feel him being a part of this opportunity party might actually give Trump and his administration
opposing.
Opposing. Thank you for seeing that.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna run that whole thing back. I feel him being a part of the opposing party might actually give Trump and his administration a chance to voice our needs as a people that may not be heard.
Interesting. Okay. Amelia Parveen says, I used to love Cube and had mad respect for his stance in Black civil rights matters, but his words are downright reckless and he's doing more damage than he realizes. Hashtag in the sucking plate. In the sucking place. Hashtag the fuck out of here. I'm assuming that's what TFOH means.
Got you. I'm gonna double back up on Joey Garland because he had two. Yes, if it's representing us Blacks, I don't think Ice Cube being part of the political party is going to shift anyone's views or how they feel about Trump.
Okay. Tahir goes, he went to both parties and the Democratic Party chose not I'm gonna assume chose not to address the actual specific for Black people. He didn't tell anyone he worked with them. He moved in silence to help Black people. Okay. Amelia goes, sorry, all the news about him and 50 have just been aggravating my soul. Word.
We ain't getting to 50 yet. 50 on it too.
All right, so let me address Ness. You want to go first? How about you go first? You want to go
about
first?
How I feel about Ice Cube?
Yeah, and I'll how you feel about the Ice Cube in this situation? And what are your thoughts?
So I feel like Ice Cube did nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I always have like this idea is like you have to play the game with the players. Like you got to sub in, you know what I'm saying? Closed mouths don't get fed. You got to sub yourself in and get in where you fit in, honestly speaking. And it's not like Ice Cube endorsed them or said, hey, look at what I'm doing with Trump. He just like, George Watkins said, like he really moved in silence to, help better, the Black people. Like, I feel like that's kind of like an honor to be at his table. If I had a chance to go to Trump's table and voice my mind or how I feel, like I'm saying, or what my people need or what I need or what we don't have, I lack of resources or all my conspiracy thoughts, I do it too. You know what I'm saying? He's not going for anything or anybody. He's just basically saying, yo, I'm trying to help y'all. And once again, we ridiculing him for it, and we shouldn't ridicule him for it because Trump administration is the one who made the tabloids go crazy about him even, being a part of the conversation.
Got you. I feel like, and I hear you, and I think you make great points. All right, so let me just say this. I feel like any move that's to push, any move from the culture to push the culture forward, Black and brown communities forward, I think is a positive power move. I think it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I think our hearts are in the right place. I think we just got to be smarter about our strategy and what we do and how we do it. I think at this time, we have to realize it is October 20th. That means we are about 14 days, maybe, from election day. 14 days. We have to be really strategic and thoughtful and intentional about the moves that we make. We have to be really thoughtful and intentional about how we make those moves and the impact that those moves can have. When I look at Ice Cube, let's start there. When I look at Ice Cube, I look at him as someone who's monumental in Black culture, monumental in Black art. Everyone knows next Friday, Friday after next, and everything else he's ever done. You know what I mean? I just think we got to be intentional and be really careful. And what I want to say is, him doing this doesn't make him a bad person. Of course, he's trying to push us forward, but you have to be careful how you're doing it. Because now you're having a tweet from the Trump administration shouting out and thanking Ice Cube for contributing to the Platinum Plan, although the Platinum Plan does not belong to Ice Cube. The Platinum Plan is something that Trump created based off of the foundation of Ice Cube's plan.
Yep.
Guess how you look, one, and two, you never ever, I forgot what the quote is, but you just can never, when you're dealing with snakes, you're always going to get bitten, period. You're always going to get bitten. And when you're dealing with, when you are dealing with Trump, you're dealing with snakes.
Yeah.
And no matter how pure your intentions are, you're going to get bitten. And that's why they try to not monetize, but that's why they try to take it and run with it and act as if Ice Cube was a part of this elaborate plan and he contributed to this plan, and they took his stuff straight out of context. Now I will say to people's comments, yes, he did. He said he would work with everybody. He said, I'm reading the comments and also trying to focus. We're gonna post your comments on the screen in a second. But you have to realize that yes, Ice Cube did say he's willing to work with either side and either party as long as the thing happens. And he did say, hey, Trump is the president, so of course I'm gonna work with him. I don't knock him for that. The same way how it was interesting when what was it? I think we talked about the season 2 nest when Jay-Z was working with the NFL, but it was to push black and brown agenda.
Yes.
Justice, but it was seen as a cop-out or a sellout. I'm never against anybody who's trying to push the community and the culture forward, but we just got to be careful about how we do it. When you work with snakes, you get bitten, period. That's it. And when and now they try to take what you did and capitalize and monetize and manipulate the public, the American public, to think that Ice Cube was supporting this thing when Ice Cube is not supporting this thing. But Ice Cube also has an obligation to make sure he has his I's dotted and his T's crossed. And you can't go into something blindly without the proper experience and the proper knowledge to make sure that you can surpass and overcome whatever the snakes throw at you. And I don't think he handled it properly. But Ness, you want to respond before? Because there's a lot happening in the comments. You want to respond first and then we go into the comments?
Just pretty much so when we backtrack to, I'm grateful that you put up the reference of Jay-Z and NFL, right? Yeah. So Jay-Z whole point of doing it is for the same cause that Colin Kaepernick had. You know what I'm saying? He was going against, police brutality and social injustice and the whole entire reform. He wanted the NFL to be, more aware and what? Since you're not going to take it the way my brother did it, I'm going to do it this way. You know what I'm saying? That was more so, Jay-Z's stance, especially because he has Rock Nation, right? And what did Jay-Z say? He said the biggest thing and the best thing ever in an interview. He said, okay, I think we far past protesting at this point.
Yeah, he was like protesting. What is protesting doing right now? Like we're not winning with that.
Now, what are we gonna do? Let's do something about it. And I honestly commend Ice Cube for actually doing something about it. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Let's get ahead to the comments real quick. All right. So, Joel, I know that George Watkins has said he disagreed with Joel. Joel says just because Ice Cube was in Friday doesn't mean people are gonna vote Trump. Laugh my fucking ass off. He said that the hate for Trump is stronger than the love for Ice Cube. Trust. Okay. George Watkins says, Joel Garland, I hope you're right, brother. Mitch Thompson says, notice that the conversation is all about Trump, though. No one has faith in Biden. Maybe we disagree, but more black people are beginning to think that we make a change with Trump, not Biden. I want to comment on this very quickly because I think, I call these conversations dangerous because we got to kind of, let me back it up. You guys are, obviously we're American. We have the right to vote. We have the right to vote for whoever we want, whoever we think is going to be best fit to do the job. But I think it's really interesting. I don't think that more black people are beginning to think we can make a change with Trump and not Biden, because we got to realize that Trump has already been in office for 4 years and has done hardly I want someone, please list what Trump has done for the black community in the comments, please. Don't go to Google and copy and paste this on his website, which is all jargon and bullshit. I want you to let me know specifically what he has done to move and push black and brown people forward outside of stealing and what's the word I'm looking for? Putting Ice Cube's thing on display and stealing it and acting as if that, Ice Cube contributed to this platinum plan when Ice Cube did not contribute to the platinum plan. He had his own. So I want somebody to listen in the comments what he has done to push it forward, because when we have this conversation, I don't think that Black America is losing faith in Biden. I think, and I don't think this is a deal of the battle or the worst of the two evils. I don't think that's what we're dealing with right now at all. And I'm tired of hearing that. I think what we're dealing with is, or what we need to deal with is, who's best for the job, who's going to take care of the American people, who's going to unite the country, who's going to stop the division and the hate, who's going to condemn white supremacists, who's going to make sure that Black people have even a chance to think about reparations, not even change things, but just to talk about it, make it a conversation. That's what we kind of need to be focused on, and those are the conversations we need to have. So in my experience and my purview, and I like to think I have a very worldly perspective. My mom always told me to step outside of myself and think about everybody the way everybody else views things. I want to say, I'm not gonna say strongly because that sounds a little aggressive, but I disagree that more Black people are beginning to think that we can make a change with Trump instead of Biden. I'm gonna disagree with that. And guys, please comment your thoughts about that comment. I want your thoughts specifically about that. And right now, again, we have people viewing in three different places. So please put your comments. Next, you want to take the next comment? Yeah.
So, all right. So with that being said about Ice Cube and Trump, now let's get into 50 Cent and Trump.
Before you do that, there's a couple of comments. You want to read those first, or you want to move on?
Wow, yeah, I got you.
Or you want me to just go through the comments?
I'll go through them. Be up to Mike, Mitch Thompson, or be up to Tahir?
What we at? Tahir is under Mitch Thompson. So people
act like Trump can't win this election, and if Biden loses without this platinum plan in play, we would be up shits. True. Amelia says, Joel, I agree with you. We can't afford to be distracted by a twisted narrative. And if he's not about getting Trump out of the White House, he's not with us. Ooh. I mean, I think everybody wants him out the White House at this point, to be honest with you.
I think Tahir continue. But I think Tahir commented things that Trump has done for Black America. So I cannot wait to have this conversation.
Got you. So I'm just keep going down. Y'all going. Shout out to y'all. Oh, y'all right. And so George Watkins comes back in. He goes, while we on that, why Cube and Diddy, our Black party, are not working together? Diddy does wants to start a Black party. I think it's in the motion, my man. I've seen some clips about that.
But why are they not working together? That's the question, And I agree with that. They should be working together.
Everybody should be working together at this point. Dr. Dre, everybody, right? Amelia Parveen, we all know that people will drop Ice Cube before they pick up Trump.
Right.
We shouldn't drop him, though. But people are going to be ignorant niggas going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people should. Not to call people out there ignorant that want to drop him, but I'm just saying, just, get all the facts. At Mitch, who are those Black people?
Amelia, I had the same thoughts, but I want to let,
opportunity zones.
I think this is if I'm correct, I think this is the part where I asked him to list the things that Trump has done for Blacks in the community or in America. And I think this is the list. So let's go through them.
Oh, he's reading a list of what he's done for the Black community. Okay. I'm trying to connect him. Okay. I'm going to go back and forth. Okay. Record low.
Record low unemployment for Black women. Really? Okay.
Tahir says criminal reform program. That wasn't Trump, though.
Hold on, real quick. Sorry.
Go ahead.
What's your premise for saying that, Mitch Thompson? So just continue. I know y'all are on two different platforms. Go ahead, Ness.
That's because people had to double up on jobs. I'm trying to catch all of Tahir and so it could keep a constant flow. Tahir jumps back in. Biden wants to fund police. Talks bad about the Black Lives Matter movement. Riots and is still on fracking. It's hard to have faith in him.
So real quick. So we're talking about Biden talking bad about the Black Lives Matter movement. Have you heard what Trump is saying about the Black Lives Matter movement? Have you heard him say that it's a Marxist organization? Is terrible. It's dividing. It's like
and people are thugs.
I want to empower you guys, right? And I say this because Nessa and I go above and beyond to make sure that we have the right research, to make sure we have the right facts, to make sure that we are not speaking out of our asses. And I want to empower you guys to do the same. And I'm not saying you're speaking out of your asses. I'm not saying you don't have the facts. But I want you guys to make sure you're fact checking, okay? I want you guys to be politically engaged, pay attention to what's going on. And perhaps you are. And I'm not insulting. I hope I'm not insulting anybody's intelligence because not by any means my goal. But I want y'all to not just read. I want y'all to read beyond a news headline. I want y'all to read beyond a Facebook post. I want y'all to read beyond. Watch The View. Watch interviews. Watch the debates. Watch the town halls, and then talk to me. And if you do all of these things, I'm happy to have a conversation with you. But it's very it's very important for us to make sure we have all of our information, to make sure that we are strongly contributing to the conversation in a way that helps us all learn. And sometimes we can't learn if we're only reading the headlines and we're not going beyond that and we're not doing our research. What I did today, y'all, I spent today, or was it yesterday? Yesterday. I spent yesterday watching Trump's rally because I want to get, not just, I don't want to be fed Democrat. I want to be fed Republican. I want to see how the Republicans think. I watched the Republican National Convention. I want to see how Republicans think. I want to see what they're bringing to the table. I want to give them an opportunity to see what they're doing for Black and brown people, what they're doing for jobs, and what they're doing for unemployment. And when you have delved yourself in that way and submerge yourself that way, then I feel like there's so much more validity and credibility. And not even validity and credibility, it's not what I mean, but I feel like your words have so much more strength and power because now we're really comparing apples to apples. We're not comparing apples to oranges or pears or plums.
I'm gonna say something to Mick Thompson real quick because you know Diddy. I don't play about Diddy. You feel me? He says Diddy wants to start a party. Yeah, a party that votes for Biden only. Shaking my head. No, that is absolutely not what Diddy wants to do. Granted, Diddy does want to vote for Biden right now because it's honestly speaking, it's our best bet to get at least a glimpse of peace. Like we got, people out here that's ready to just bold and boldly like kill us and everything. Like we got to understand that. You know what I'm saying? We're still raising kids and breaking their innocence at like the ages of 2 and 3 because they're witnessing all of the police brutality that's going on about us, and no leader is stepping up for us, and no one's of that sort, right? Now, Diddy wants to start a completely different party. He recently just did an interview with Charlamagne the God. Go on Revolt TV and watch it. But he's pretty much saying like we need to develop our own political party as Black people so we can stand up and make demands for ourselves and start running for office. Start putting things together in place for us because no one else really is. You know what I'm saying to you? So right now, granted, yeah, it's pretty much a Biden-Harris type of campaign for Diddy, but that's not the bigger picture here. The bigger picture is after this, we better never go through this as a country again, my Black people. And if I gotta like join forces with other billionaires to do so, we're gonna get it done. But we need to take charge and do that because right now Diddy's really upset. And the way he was talking, I'm like, bro, do you remember the Black Party Panther? Like the whole time he's talking, I'm just thinking about that. But in reality, he just wants something that's more political and less militant, so we can have the seat at the table in the White House, in the Oval Office, make our demands and run this country the way it should be ran, out of love, because Diddy's all about love. So the party he wants to create is not just for that.
There's a lot going on. There's so much going on.
So once again, correct me if I'm wrong, but you said, Mitch, that he wants a party only to vote for Biden. No, he wants to create a party is what I've been trying to tell you. He wants to create a whole entire different party because when you look at it, Democrats and Republicans aren't for us. Period. One's better for us in some cases and one's not. We see them in laws, you know what I'm saying? But right now, he wants to create a whole different realm. So like, what if for now, if the Democrats and Republicans are the two most popular parties. There's plenty of parties to run for office, but Democratic and Republicans are the two popular parties of the U.S. Now, what if we created a third popular party that kind of phased out another one over time? That's what Diddy wants to do. That's what he wants to do.
Tahir says, I want Trump out because he is legitimately bad and has a bad administration, especially with housing and schooling. Also, the fear of women losing more of their rights is the sole reason I'm voting for Biden. You about to be a daddy, bro? It isn't for any plan or policy that he has pushed or spoken about. He has never worked for us to any capacity, even with Obama. So yeah, I'm disheartened to see that this all we have to vote here. That's interesting. Okay. All right, I appreciate that perspective. The brother that asked about opportunity zone rates, I've been winning, brother. I can't talk for everyone, but chance is there. But Mitch, I don't want to say, but Mitch, I want to ask, when we talk about opportunity zones, and we're talking about, and I'm assuming we all mean the fact that this popular thought that blacks are given the same equal opportunities as white, right? People of color are given the same equal opportunities to people of privilege. I strongly disagree with that. Do we all have the capacity to move beyond our norm, our comfort zones, and what the world and the environment we grew up in to progress? I think there's some truth there. I think there's some validity there. However, is everyone's path very different? Absolutely. Is everyone's access, do Black and brown people have less access to opportunities? Absolutely. Do they have less access to resources? Absolutely. Okay, that's not opportunity zones. All right, so I'm understanding something different. So I will be quiet on that one. Trump is a threat to Black people. All right. There's that.
Mitch Thompson, like, even though we're gonna move on, I do want you to post more, because Jermaine and I can still see the comments and read through them when, once we go off air, or just even as you're writing them. So just still post them so we can at least read it. Teach me something. What are opportunity zones at this moment?
Okay, so they're talking about opportunity zones and as it relates to taxes. So we'll have that comment or that conversation another time.
Okay.
All right.
Got you.
Ready to move on?
All right. You're talking about taxes. So taxes had, 50 Cent impulsively, using his fingers on Instagram this week, right? So pretty much Biden's tax plan was put out, on social media. And it was actually like literally the reverse image of it. So it showed that, New Yorkers will be taxed like 60, like not taxed, but will have 62% of their earnings after taxes, because Biden plans to increase the tax percentage for people earning over $400,000. So if you are earning under $400,000, it's one thing. But if you are earning over $400,000, the tax rate average increases between 37 and 39.6%. So when that was posted on social media, 50 Cent.
It's hard to so just a heads up. It's interesting to concentrate right now because there's so much happening and like fighting in the not fighting, but healthy debate in the comments. Mm-hmm. So we're really trying to balance our show and give y'all respect the time. So got it,
Facts. So then 50 Cent went on and said, "Oh hell no, vote for Trump." Biden's like he lost his mind because 50 Cent is someone who does earn over $400,000 in taxes, but the it's not that crazy of an increase, but it's going to harm the pockets of the wealthier, of the 1% who should be, giving back more money, honestly, to balance out, because Trump paid $750 in taxes and I paid about $14K, and it's just not adding up, because what I'm saying? Like, I don't get I don't even see a fraction of what. Literally, my salary is Trump's pocket money, and I pay more taxes than him. You know what I'm saying to you? So 50 Cent, went on to make a huge thing about that. He said, vote for Trump. I think he should, make sure he's, I don't know, speak correctly, because you got a huge following base as well, Trump. 50, do right by the people. But then the wildest thing, once again, we keep saying Trump's administration it's a y'all, please don't fall for it. It's really a popular. Like, think about in high school when you was running for class president.
I remember. I lost.
But the winners be somebody that got the finest kicks on their feet.
Yeah, it was Elisha Turner, bro. I won.
Queen.
I lost like 2 points. I was dance hall king. She had the all girls dance team. I had the all boys dance team. Popular.
But in your fame, you know what I'm saying to you, it's really a popularity contest. So then it's like, once again, because of what's going on with the whole entire Ice Cube thing and what's going on with the whole entire 50 Cent thing, guess what Trump's son did? He goes and he retweets a picture of a photoshopped hat of 50 Cent. Well, 50 Cent Ice Cube were together at a basketball game, and he photoshopped their hat.
I want to get the photo. Keep talking.
The photo, please. So then he photoshopped the hats in the photo to say "vote for Trump," basically what 50 Cent's caption was, and it's just like his administration is abusing and using the media to their advantage. And I want people to be aware of it, because it's literally from day one. I kept saying to you, man, I kept saying to all y'all viewers, it's really a popularity contest. They doing things real slick
right now,
so we can take over the media. You sharing it right now?
Right, keep going.
Right, so they're putting things to mislead our people. Because once again, if you watch the debate and listen, no one can really give a completely fair answer because everyone's interjecting each other. But it was literally, the debate was disgusting because the whole debate was literally tossing around the emotions of Black people. It wasn't who can lead the country better. It was, well, I can do this with Black people for me, and I can do this with Black people. Well, no, you didn't, because if you could have, then when Black people would have been fine. Yep, it was just disgusting. So once again, pay attention, people. Talk to your friends and tell them, watch the debates. Don't watch the media. Watch the debates, because literally Trump, whoever, I don't know who Trump Olivia Pope is, but they are winning right now. Like Trump's version of Olivia Pope. Look at the hat. Right? They posted that, and of course, people started ridiculing Ice Cube.
Eric Trump says 2 great, courageous Americans, and Ice Cube goes, "Nigga, please," and they photoshopped these hats on them, and then use this as political propaganda to go ahead and sway the Black votes. I can't.
It is a circus. It is a circus at their own enjoyment. You get what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get into it because Twitter's supposed to be banning misleading information, and they damn sure ain't banning that. But hey.
Modaf says, I personally don't believe that anyone should be a millionaire or a billionaire. That amount of money is ridiculous, and I'm tired of this whole capitalistic society as a whole. I feel that. Amelia says, Mitch is confusing ability to be successful and accessibility to resources for success. I can understand your I'll say perception on that, or I can understand your view on that. Mitch, we invite you to continue to contribute. I don't know if you left, but hope you're still here. George Watkins goes, 50 Cent was reckless too. He should use his platform to
rebut Biden's tax plan rather than saying
George Watkins says, is that legal? We don't know what's
it's not.
We don't know what's legal anymore.
At this point, it's not legal. And it's a billion, a million, right? Like, so I feel like, personally, to what Mo Def says, Simone, shout out to you, it's good. But like, I think it's okay to have that much assets, but to have that much money at your disposal is dangerous. You know what I'm saying to you? I feel like you have to, once you get to a certain point of money, you should be forced to give back. Like, I just think it should just be in the law to take care of your, like, you have to give it back. You have to take care of it. You have to take care of the land. Take care of it. Like, it's disgusting how much money people have and they don't contribute it to anything good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's wild. But
all right. Well, let's move on to something a lot lighter. We got to speed through the rest, y'all, because I got us spending extra time on shit we wasn't supposed to spend extra time on, but it's all right. All right, so moving on up. I don't know if y'all heard, but there's been a rumor that Nicki Minaj and Cardi B are about to have a song together, all right? So long story short, they're supposed to be releasing a track together, and according to rumors, Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, they're working on a collaboration for a song called Lavish. Now, there's no concrete proof yet. Hold on, I got shit on my lips. All these berries and fucking leaves in my drink. Thank you, bartender. Appreciate you if you're watching. But anyway, so while there's no concrete proof yet, pretty much Cardi B took to Twitter and spoke about a team for an upcoming collab pretty much. And she said this on Twitter. Her tweet said, since y'all mad, I'm going to give y'all something to be mad about. This next single and collab gonna have y'all sick since y'all here. So long story short, there's a rumor that they're going to be creating a song called Lavish together. Part of it was leaked or something along those lines. Fact check that. So be on the lookout for that. Next, let's move on to the next thing.
I'm loving the unity because this unity for these queens is going to be big if it's true.
I hope it's true. I really hope it's true.
If it's true, it better be the hardest bars that they both bring to the table. Like, it better be competing against each other type of bars. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all remember Lil Bow Wow and Lil Romeo, if y'all remember that beef from way back in the early 2000s when we were just teeny boppers still getting ready for school or coming home trying to watch 106 in Park and we was Harlem shaking and wearing Mickey.
Remember 106 in Park?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Harlem shaking, wearing basketball jerseys. You know, one had a Bugs Bunny chain, one had a Mickey Mouse chain. It's been a complete rivalry for forever. Now, you pay attention where all the verses was going on. It's supposed to be Romeo and Bow Wow for verses. They was like, okay, y'all not gonna play Bow Wow because Romeo ain't got that much hits. Blah 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 blah. They both denied the verses, and Romeo came on the reel to basically say, look, I don't want no beef with Bow Wow. We shouldn't have beef. We should come together, and we should give people roses while they're still here. So because I produced, So because I produced, the documentary that was on BET about, No Limit, Master P and my dad and stuff like that. You got to understand that at one point, Bow Wow and I were both the face of generation.
That's a fact.
We are who the generation turned to, whether sports, style, music, whatever the case it was, sneakers, clothes, adventures, whatever it was, they turned to, you know what I'm saying? Like our generation, turned to that. So how about this? So how about we both collab and make a documentary on our lives growing up in the entertainment business? And I think that's so key and that's so amazing because I just love the unity. I love the truth. I didn't know they was going to even have a truth because they were still beefing over the same girl at one point.
And we always talk about kings and queens being better at fixing each other's crowns. When we start to see this unity between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, if that's going to be a thing, and Romeo and Bow Wow, I think we on to something. Because I don't want to keep watching ICDC college commercials with Romeo.
You lame, bro.
Yo, so long story short, Kanye West and DaBaby are releasing a song together. All right, so this is a big deal. I don't know if y'all saw it. I believe the Shade Room reported it, but. Long story short, they're releasing a song together. We're gonna keep it real short and sweet. Kanye is super duper excited about it, but so is DaBaby because he was just like, "Yo, it's Kanye." Like, of course, they got some things going on. Nash, you got something to add?
Yeah, I just love it. You know how I feel about Ye. I feel like Ye is a musical genius, and Kanye was so happy that
that's my baby.
You funny every time you hear DaBaby, but. Kanye so amazed by the genius level of DaBaby to get the song right back in world record time. He released a snippet, and Joe, all I know is by the time Kanye hit that beat, it's going to be crazy because DaBaby's literally talking to Ye in the track. So I'm gonna wait for that to drop. We keep it going.
Next thing to talk about real quick is the fact that Space Jam. Oh shoot! Look, I'm on the Space Jam soundtrack, y'all. Oh, are you really?
You are?
Is this a joke?
If you serious, you know what I'm saying?
Space Jam. How'd
you gotta turn off. You gotta go out for a drink or something. If you're not, let's manifest that.
Word. So next up is pretty much Space Jam 2 plot has leaked, and we found out that LeBron is going to be the star in Space Jam 2. If y'all want to look into it, go to Complex Media Sports and go look that up. And see what that's about. But just know that we about to see the Looney Tunes again, and we about to see LeBron coming up for Space Jam 2. All right. Gotcha. Moving on to the next thing.
Moving on. So, basically, we talked about the debate that happened, the catastrophe that happened a few weeks ago prior to Trump's COVID case, and this time, mics are going to be cut off if you're not being spoken to.
As it should be.
A very long time, I'm sure, for Trump's administration to even agree with that because it was a whole big thing before of why he also didn't, part of the reason why he didn't even want to do a part 2. But I'm happy because now I can hear an answer.
Finally, you can hear an answer. Finally, you can hear something about policy. Finally, we can just talk more freely and openly. Finally, it could go without interruption and we can actually have a debate instead of a political TV show reality thing because that was nuts.
Hallelujah. I just wanted to say that.
Moving on. What's up? What we got on?
So, the Compton mayor, so the mayor of Compton, her name is Aja Brown, right? She's pushing a pilot program called the Compton Pledge to pretty much push forth economic justice and pathways to reparations. So she has pledged to supply 800 low-income families with ongoing, reoccurring payments and income for 2 years, granted. You know what I'm saying? So it's a pilot program to give away money and see if it can, lift up the culture and lift up the people and push them ahead. So I think that's pretty dope. That's pretty amazing. And, every mayor should pretty much do that because we need reparations. We need to get it some way, somehow. Which way?
Yeah, we was promised 40 acre and a mule, never got it. All right, next on the docket. All right, next thing to talk about real quick is the fact that I'm upset because I don't have a Android or a Google phone, but if y'all don't know this, Google has released this new software and this new way to kind of get your song. So you know how like if you have an iPhone, because we team iPhone over here, but no shade to anybody who's not. But team iPhone, you'd be like, yo, hey Siri, she answers you and you ask her like, yo, what song is this? Pardon me. And she tells you. Now Google has released this new software called Hum Speech, pretty much, where you can literally hum a song, whistle a song, or whatever, and it will go ahead and search that song for you. So it's called Hum to Search. All right. So look out for that if y'all got Androids. Look out for that. And if y'all don't, then keep using Siri. And if you got something like a track phone or something like that, God bless. As long as you have unlimited talks and text, we good. All right. Moving on. Next, we got something really important to talk about with Armenia. Let's get into that real quick before we move on.
I'm trying to make sure I spell the word right here, the country's names right, because I'm not going to be able to pronounce it, and I'm not trying to disrespect anyone's homeland. So, Armenia is beefing with another country, A. I'm going to call it country A, right?
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan, right? So, basically, I'm going to just, Azerbaijan and Armenia have been beefing for a minute now. It's been a feud that's going on for years, but recently they have opened fire on each other and killed people, basically demolished each other's towns and everything of the sort because they're accusing each other of both not following the ceasefire treaty that Russia invoked on them, right? So they're fighting over a piece of land called the Nagorno-Karabakh, right? And this land in particular is in the Azerbaijan territory, but it is governed.
You're doing good with pronouncing that. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? But it is governed and ruled by the government. Is managed and ran by the ethnic Armenians, right? And on this land, Nagorno-Karabakh, right? They have pipelines, right? So basically, Azerbaijan is accusing Armenia of trying to attack the pipelines, but Armenia is accusing Azerbaijan of trying to take over and seize the territory. So it's about going back and forth. The U.S. jumped in, Russia jumped in. They, did a whole entire peace treaty again. So I'm just hoping that they just not out here killing each other. You know what I'm saying? Beefing over something, and you know how it gets over there. So I just pray for Armenia and Azerbaijan. And I got caught in an Armenian protest.
She got caught in her Armenian protest when I asked her to pick shit up for dinner. What was it? Brunch?
Brunch.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Brunch. You're right.
Still mad about it, bro.
It took forever. Yo, I told, and I'm gonna make the times up, but let's just say I told Ness to pick this up from the store at 1 p.m. All right. Ness did not show up. If it was 1 p.m., Ness did not show up till like 2:48. And talking about she got stuck in an Armenian protest. So that's what sparked the whole thing to even talk about this. But we digress. Never invite you to brunch again. And that's that. Why are you so heartbroken? You don't mean it. All right, let's go ahead and jump straight into our dessert, y'all. All right, let's jump straight into our dessert because we got some things to talk about today. And it's really about online dating. All right, we want to talk about online dating. All right. So real quick. Yeah, no. So for those of you who don't know, again, if you're new to Gourmet Foreplay, our desserts are usually sweet, they're usually spicy, they're usually something about sex or relationships or love. And we want to talk about online dating because we know that is the new craze. We know that this has been the norm probably for about 4 years to 5 years now, really, really seriously, probably for the last 10, but they got really heavy in the last years. We have apps for male-to-male relationships, female-to-female relationships, trans relationships, heterosexual relationships. We started, remember, what was it? Black Planet. There was Black Planet, blackpeoplemeet.com, Christian Mingle, but we're not gonna shout nobody else out because they don't write a check, but you get the point. All right. So the question we have for y'all, we always turn it into a social media moment. All right. So the question we have for y'all is this. All right. Has online dating ruined the essence of old school romance? Has online dating ruined the essence of old school romance? All right. So per usual, you have 40 seconds to respond. In the meantime, in between time, Nessa's going to play another video by a local artist who she will then go ahead and put that in the comments. So you guys can go ahead and follow along. You know, we like to show love to local artists, independent artists. So again, has online dating ruined the essence of old school romance?
My bad.
You good?
For every dollar, the gangsters and the riders, the users and the suppliers. For my Crips and my Bloods, the essays who got the plugs, Filipinos and the Asians rep your hood. We getting paid out here, self-made out here, made my name out here. That's right, I stay out here, making plays out here, but you can't play out here. You ain't raised out here, then it ain't safe out here. This side, this side, this side, this side. Yeah, which side? This side, this side, this side. Which side? This side, this side, this side. Which side? This side, this side, this side. This side, let them all know where you reside. East side really get live. Heard the west side be the best side. Yes, I will.
20 seconds left.
No delay. Yeah, I need an underlay. I rock why I stay. No games or be plays. Suggest you stay up on my way.
No Simone. Steady ducking El Diablos. Feel my sorrow. Feel like Pablo. On my way to Willis Fargo. The pockets guard. Oh,
where did I go? Where my mind go? Different time zone, you heard? I'm here to get what I deserve. Bring it back to the car. This is for my kid money. Who hustle for every dollar. The gangsters and the riders. The users and the suppliers. For my Crips and my Bloods. The essays who got the plugs. Filipinos and the Asians rep your hood. Throw it up. We getting paid out here. Self-made out here.
10 seconds
my
left.
name out here. That's right, I stay out here.
9,
making plays out here, but you can't play out
7,
here. You ain't raised
6,
out here, then it ain't safe
5,
out here.
4,
This side,
3,
this side, this side, this
2,
side. Yeah,
1. All right. Has online dating ruined the essence of old school romance? So as the comments come in, I want to go ahead and allow me and Ness to kind of take a stab at this. All right. So, Ness.
No, nah, you always come at me first. So mean. So mean.
I'm producer one today. I get to go first. But yeah, what's up, Ness? What's your question?
Has online dating ruined the essence of old school romance? Do you feel like that in 2020?
Online dating ruined the essence of old school romance. I will say that online dating has, I don't know if the right word is ruined. It's definitely shifted the way that we receive old school romance, but it really depends on what old school romance is. All right. What does that look like? Right. Is it chivalry? Is it not having the ability to walk up to somebody? Is it taking your shirt off and putting it down for a male or a female to walk over a puddle of water? Is it the fact that, is it a certain level of intimacy, right? I feel like the question has a lot of gaps in it for me to answer it correctly. But what I will say is that it does, I feel like it's so easy to open up an app and get what you want, right? Whether you want it for sex, whether you want a relationship, whether you want a companion, someone to talk to, is very easy. We no longer have to go to a club and bag somebody at a club. We no longer have to go to an event and bag somebody at the event. We no longer have to go to church because you know that the church girls ain't really church-like or ain't really innocent. We don't have to go to church, all right, to get the church people or girls or guys or whatever it is that you're into, right? So yes, I feel like if that's what we look at old school romance as, then I don't think it's ruined. I think it's definitely shifted it because now it's made people more accessible. And when we have more access, I feel like then we lose the value of what that is like. You know what I'm saying? And for me personally, I've had some really decent success with online dating. All right. I'm about to write a letter to Tinder right now. All right. But I've had some really good success with online dating. But since you want to put me in the hot spot, Ness, swaps you over. What do you think? Has online dating ruined the essence of old school romance? And we see your comments. We're going to read them out loud, y'all.
All right. So I feel like it hasn't ruined. Let me get my focus back. Right. I feel like it hasn't ruined it. I feel like it just lowered the chances of the fairy tale land of love at first sight.
Talk to us more about that.
So I feel like I just had this conversation, not this one, but something kind of like it earlier, right? So it's like, is there really a such thing as love at first sight anymore? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Can you see, what you're interested in?
What if it's love at first sight? SITE. Dad joke.
Again, that's you. Right? It's like it just lower the chances of the feeling like this is fate type of thing, and the natural way of being in the right place at the right time to meet the right person. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is bound. I feel like it lowers the chances of that, but it still happens a little bit, but in a whole different form, right? And love at first sight, like how you saying, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like it just gives people more options to see what they like and what they don't like. It's a way to capitalize on people's love and desperateness to, get some, human intimate interaction. I feel like, because, you got to pay for some of these apps. If you get the free version, you get the,
or if you're smart, you'll catch it on sale like I did once upon a time. I ain't too proud to beg.
But I just be like, I'm not about to buy, like, it's just a me thing, right? I might sometimes I'd be like, you know what, I'd be wanting to press the GoPro, button, but I feel like it hasn't ruined it, because the essence of a person should still be there when you meet them.
Copy. So
it just takes away that instant connection when you meet them without having any assumptions of someone based off of a previous conversation.
Preconceived notion, right? So I'm gonna go start with Mo Def, and we'll just go back and forth, right? Mo Def says, well, damn, I've never online dated, but as a spectator, I think a lot of people have lost the ability to converse comfortably in person. When I've met people in person, for example, dancers I admire, I feel super awkward. I imagine that would affect people's dating also. That's interesting. I feel like that makes sense too, because then it's like, well, do they look like their pictures? That's the first thing I always want to know. Do I look like my pictures, and do you look like your pictures? I've been catfish, hatfish, batfish, every fish you could think of. I kicked somebody out one time because they wasn't there. I was like, where are you? I think you have the wrong door. But this was in college, long ago. But all right, Ness, go ahead. George Watkins is next.
That's funny. Even though I found my love, Amelia, the traditional way, I think online dating is a modern approach that allows you to meet someone compatible and romance can follow. That's true.
I like that. Classy said, I don't think online dating ruined old school romance. I think online is just a new avenue / pathway to live that people can use. I'm not too familiar with online dating, but if it works for people, great. Thumbs up. I hear that.
George, come back in. Oh,
go ahead.
He says, but it does take away some spice from the hunt. I feel like people get hunted online though too.
I'm not gonna hold you. Look, a swipe is a hunt, my G. I get what you mean. You made that sound mad primal, but I get it. Like, it is, because we remember going into a club and you lock eyes, or an event. Let's not just say a club, but a club, or a bar. And you lock eyes with that person. Y'all just keep locking eyes and staring at each other. At some point you got to talk to that person. If it's a male to male relationship, it's like, all right, who's the top, who's the bottom? Sometimes the top got to go to the bottom. Sometimes you just two guys, so it's like whatever. If it's a guy and girl, a male to female relationship, obviously the woman usually wants to get chased. Sometimes the woman gets liquid courage, because that happened to me the other day.
I want him to get courage.
No, Ness, I told you. It happened to me. I bagged somebody where I was even having to bag them. Like, I really did really minimal work, and she came up to me, very minimal work. Like, yo, you cute. Like, y'all was with my boy. She was like, no, you're cute. Like, you're cute, but in like a best friend like Jacquees way. But your skin, your energy, your face, just everything about your swag, your style. Like, look at you. And I was like, talk to me more, baby girl. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, I feel that. Ness, you're up next.
Got you. Joel Garland said, it depends on your perception of old school romance. It shows less bravery because we don't have to approach others as much. But for the LGBTQ community, I feel this is needed, and who's down to get down. It is very needed. It is very needed. I agree with that. This is needed to find out he just corrected. Okay.
Corrected himself. And I think that's too, especially for the LGBTQ community, right? Because a lot of times, depending on how masculine presenting you may be, it may be difficult to really approach that person. But at least when you're on a gay app, I'll say, then at least you know everyone on this app is gay. So it's an easy way. You don't have to play that guessing game. And to that hunt that George Watkins was talking about, for LGBTQ community, that hunt is sometimes difficult because you don't want to offend somebody. You don't want to, come at them in the wrong way. You might be getting a vibe that may not be the vibe, but with the app, you don't have to do any guesswork. So I hear that.
Copy. So here it goes. No, but it gives you more options though. Mm-hmm. Makes people way more unwilling to tolerate bullshit from their spouse. Oh, that's intense.
That's interesting. Damn.
That sounds like ulterior motive there to hear. You know what I'm saying? It's a weapon at that point.
Okay, Amelia said you can still have old school romance with online dating. You can still send flowers and candy by mail. That's a fact. You can have a Netflix watch party in lieu of a movie. I agree. Joelle Garland says, online dating has changed my life. Found my best friend and future husband in a swipe and wouldn't trade his annoying ass for the world. I hear that. It sounds like you need to write a letter to this app that you was on and thank them for your life. You get this next one.
I got this. Okay, guys. Amelia says you can explore new avenues for sexual gratification as well. Yes, you can. You can feel a little, you get your sauce back.
Joelle says also, sorry, I'm so in tune on this one, but I also feel like online dating opens up your doors to people / types you didn't know that you liked based off of initial attraction. That makes sense because sometimes, there's two parts to that, right? Because obviously you have to be initially attracted to that person to even swipe their profile in the first place, also like them or whatever. But I do agree that, obviously if you're in a club or in a social space or at an event or wherever you might meet people in public or at a store, you have to have that initial attraction that will usually be the thing that, dictates whether or not you're going to move forward with that person or make the first move. Whereas it's easy. You're not really losing anything. If you don't really like them, you just swipe away. If you do like them, you swipe forward. Amelia says, Joelle, I agree with you. It's less vulnerable to explore, meet new and different people online, whereas in person, you might easily write them off based off first impression. I agree with that a lot. Amelia Parveen says, I almost called you Parvelia. That's crazy. Amelia Parveen says, Jermaine, let me hear more about this top-bottom dynamic. All right. So for those of you who don't know, there are three different perspectives, three different way that gay men, or I won't say gay men who have sex with men, MSM, because you could be bisexual and not be gay. You could be gay and just have sex with men, or you could be straight and have sex with men and not consider yourself anything else. So I will say MSM, men who have sex with men. So the way that works is there's usually someone who's a top, someone who's a bottom, and then there's someone who's verse. All of these roles are both mental / emotional and physical, right? So tops are anal insertive, bottoms are anal receptive, and verse do both. Sometimes, or most times, or often more times than not, tops are more masculine presenting. Those are like, from the thuggish DL people to just somebody who's just not, maybe hyper feminine. Oftentimes than not, bottoms typically or tend to be more feminine presenting, some might say. And then verse can be more feminine, more masculine, or a combination of both. And honestly, tops can be more feminine and bottoms can be more masculine. It just, like I said, sexual and mental. That being said, the way a heterosexual person may put this in perspective is like, oh, so in layman's terms, the top is the boy and the bottom is the girl. Disrespectful as fuck. Don't ever say that. No, that's not the case. But that's how it's perceived when it comes to the hunt that George Watkins was talking about, right? Typically, the top is the hunter and the bottom is the prey. And that's just that, because maybe the bottom may have a little bit more feminine energy that's a little more louder than their masculine energy in a moment like that. And in reverse, maybe that top has a little more masculine energy. It's a little more louder in an environment like that. So I cannot. So that's pretty much that dynamic. So the same way a guy might, know that he has to holler at a girl is the same way that the top might feel like he has to holler at a bottom. Or the same way a girl feels like she should be chased or hunted by a male is the same way that a bottom may feel he may need to be chased or hunted by a top. So that's the dynamic. I hope it broke it down. For those of you who knew nothing about the top bottom dynamic, you're welcome.
Appreciate that though, man.
No, all day. Right, Amelia Parveen, do tell about this top. You're annoying. Sounds tricky. All right, cool beans. So, Ness, have you ever had what's your experience like with online dating? Because I feel like when you and I are together, you be getting so upset. You be like, yo, the other day, Ness showed me a meme. She was like, this is what it be like. In real, like, why can't the people that be swiping me and liking me on Tinder look like this? They be looking like a foot. Like, I'm there. But go ahead. So what has your experience been with online dating?
Online dating has worked in some ways, and in a lot of ways it hasn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's worked it's like the percentage of score versus, oh hell no, it's a complete different ratio. You know what I'm saying to you? I have the free version, so I don't so I don't, like, you know, I guess I just don't get the best of the best of the best selection. Like, I don't see, like, the girls I see in the grocery store, I don't see on my phone. You know what I'm saying? And people be busy. I want to be like, hey, you know, what's good, shorty? But I was told today I need to start shooting my shot more for people. And I guess I'm gonna definitely start doing that because it's not helpful. Online dating has, majority of girls look whacked out. Like, I'm literally diagnosing girls with mental illnesses based off of first impression photos, and it shouldn't feel like that.
Yo, my wife, I experienced this with you, yo.
I'm just saying, like it's just outrageous. I can see the style of people, I can see the way they look, and it's just like I need to teach me, bro.
Algorithm.
I need to teach me, and I'll be going back and forth to different apps trying to see what's up. But like, it's terrible out here. It is lonely up here, and it's just you know, right? Like it's just outrageous. So, you know, yeah. Jermaine was with me yesterday. I showed him a picture of somebody like, who is this? And I screenshotted them to post it on social media. Like, who knows
Wait, because this person, so we're watching a movie that we never finished, but it's my fault. But we watching a movie. Relax. We're watching a movie. And Nessa's swiping on her phone. And mind you, she on her phone, so she made me think it's okay to be a mom, and I not pay attention to the movie either. But anyway, she's swiping on her phone. Twice. All right, relax. She's swiping on her phone. She like, bro, this is what I'm talking about. Not this as her only picture. And then this is the only one she got. Why she look like this? See, this is what I'm talking about, bro. This is, see? And yo, she's like, I want to post this on social media so bad. I'm like, no, don't do that. That's gonna be a little like, but it's just like, yo, she literally has bad luck, man. Bad luck.
Bad luck. Thank you. I've been having like, I mean, luck's been there. It has, but more, you know, majority of the times, like 98% of the times, it's bad. Like I'll be wanting to delete them, but then I do delete them, and then I just be here. What am I doing with my life? And then I download them right back just to see if I can, you know, get a couple likes, you know, a little message. Like I like when I get hit up like, hey, cutie, you smile. Like I like that. I'm like, oh, okay, tap picture. Damn. One girl demanded to have my number, and I was like, you know, I honestly want to have a conversation with you on here first. She cursed me out. I ain't tell you about
it. Did you refer her? Did you refer her to services?
I need to. She's mean as hell. She's like, I got my own crib. I'm 32. I ain't got time to be chasing. I said, I just like to, you know, at least say more than hello before I give my number. Conversation. Like, you're not about to harass me on my phone.
Right.
I'm feeling you. Like, it's wild. Yes, well, Tati, oh my God, this is what I be getting. And I don't deserve that.
Ness, I got a question. This is a big question.
What's up?
And be honest.
Oh God.
Do you share nudes on these apps, on online dating apps? Do you share nudes?
I'm about to curse you out. What? I don't share nudes. I don't even share nudes to somebody. What? I don't see me.
What's wrong?
Leg up, like I can't see that, bro. I'm not one of them. I'm not one of those.
Yo, oh shit.
You a wild boy for that.
Yo, Joel said, I feel like if it's 98% bad online, shoot your shot 98% in person, baby. Odds sound in your favor, boo. I hear that.
I felt that in the heart. Woo.
Yo, Amelia said George and I are dying here, y'all. Laugh my fucking ass off.
Like, what?
I agree with George. Maybe if it was safe to meet people in person, that'd be a great option. Ness is being fearful of being honest. Yo, for real. So wait, so you don't
wait, time out. Run, put that one. What you mean?
I think because when I was like, yo, be honest, and then I asked you the question, but yeah, so you don't share news. Why don't what's wrong?
News. I'm not one. My mama always taught me. That's my treasure.
Body's your temple.
I'm not one of those. Like,
you don't just like flash it. You don't do one of these. Like,
baby girl, I'd rather you see this in person.
I hear that. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, that'd be my line too, because I don't share nudes. Yo, I don't. I've never been a nude sharer ever. Like, no face, no case, or not. Like, I've never been a nude sharer. Like, my thing is, one, it ruins the surprise. Two, I'm gonna give you everything. Like, I get some people's like, well, I want to know what I'm getting into before, but I'm just like, what? Like, who even said I'm hitting you up for sex? That's not even why I'm on here. You know what I'm saying? What? I'm just saying.
Out of control. Like, he lost his mind. Like, how could you ask me that, bro?
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just asking. But I don't say.
I can see me going viral on social media, and I'm fucking crying in the car. Like, I thought I could be safe.
Yeah, I just don't understand the nude thing. Ness, I came here for the unfiltered, unrestricted stuff. Laugh my ass off. Let's hear the details. Ness, let's hear it. People want to hear it.
I don't. Y'all out of control when I'm laughing because y'all got me under pressure. Yo, I don't send nudes. I have received nudes, but I don't share nudes. Like, you gotta come for this. Like, even if I was a dude, I would never send a dick pic. I don't think.
I think you
might get somebody a heart attack.
I think you. I hear that.
Oh my God. You feel me? So, no, I don't do that.
I shared a nude with Amelia, and she married me. Okay, cha-ching. Okay.
I hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, George. That's how you do it. Did the nude have a proposal ring in it? I hear that.
Unfiltered, unrestricted.
Y'all be keeping the nudes you get? I'm not gonna lie.
I have an app for that.
I don't like. All right. So a lot of the nudes, like let's say Snapchat, because everybody thinks that like, oh, Snapchat, it'll disappear right away. I'll save some. I've saved some in the past, but I don't ever. To be honest, I don't ever go back and look at them ever. But it's like if the person hits me up, I'm like, oh, you sent me a nude. I actually get turned off when I get sent nudes. I'm like, yo, that's also like, it's some sex appeal. I get it. It's cute or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, I didn't ask you to put your hole in my face. Like, I didn't ask that. I just, why would you just do that? Like, who invited you to that? I'm just confused.
Do I keep nudes for special alone time? Nah, I don't know why with them, but I don't have them in the
porn for that. Ain't nothing new. There's nothing that a still photo can do for me. That emotion.
All of them don't get saved neither. So,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Nah, I don't keep old energy facts. That's a fact. You're right.
I hear that, Tati. Okay, my bad.
Joel said it depends on how nude the nude is. Like maybe some cheek, not whole. Yo, it's just crazy. And when you have certain apps, especially if you're part of the LGBTQ community and you have an LGBTQ app and it's a gay app specifically, you will be shocked at the things that you get. I don't want to say this out loud because this person watches the show, but a person's roommate is like the nude, like every person in Albany, I'm sure has a nude of this person. Every person. And it's not just a nude. It's like asshole, hair. It's just keep it. Like I feel like Monique and Precious. But anyway, and this person shares the same news with everybody. I'm just like, yo, bro, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And like, do you realize how famous you are? Like, and when I found out that my friend was this friend's roommate, I'm like, not insert word here because I don't know this person from a hole in the wall. But the fact that I know this person because the person made themselves know. I don't do nudes. I don't send nudes. It's stupid to me. If we're getting to sex and that's the point, then we'll get there. I'm done. Nessa's face needs t-shirts.
I'm trying to catch myself.
Yo, it's just crazy. Like, I just feel like nudes are silly to me. Like, there's nothing, like I said, there's nothing. And then for the private moments, no, there's porn for that. Mad free porn. Why are we going to even think about Why would anybody? I don't know, man.
Not no playtime, you know.
Like Playboy magazines. I never even understood that. Like, who masturbates to a magazine? No shade to anybody who has done that before. And I know it's more the old school way, because back in the day we had to flip the switch for the cable boxes to get it for free. I remember that. But still, like, what? Anyway, I'm done with this. I'm done. I just want to say, I don't do nudes. I don't care for nudes. If you want to send them, great. That's dope. But don't send me unsolicited nudes. I hate an unsolicited nude. You know how many female friends I know who like, yo, why do guys send me dick pics all the time? That's so unsolicited. I didn't ask you for that. If you ask it, that's one thing, because that means there's some connection, there's some energy there. But if you're just gonna send me an unsolicited nude pic, I didn't ask you for that. Like, what? Our first trip to Albany was dodgy as hell. We probably saw the guy and didn't know it. Laughed my ass off. Wait, what?
Y'all came to Albany and we ain't meet you? I mean, I didn't meet you.
Right. When did you come to Albany? And what dude? Put me on. What am I missing as we close? No good morning.
I do appreciate those. I do appreciate so
somebody that I'm talking to, yes. Somebody I'm dating, somebody I'm interested in, somebody I'm having sex with, like yes. But like for a random, no, don't good morning, nothing. I don't really want to care. I don't care about how your morning is.
It's kind of like, to me, it when I get an unsolicited nude from someone that I'm not heavily talking to, I'm talking about like we've exchanged feelings at this point.
Oh, sorry, Ness. So she didn't go to Albany. She's talking about the booty hole god. That's mad funny.
Oh,
mad funny. Go ahead. Everybody has that picture, Amelia.
That's good. But like, if we haven't like discussed feelings or anything like that, and you send me unsolicited nudes, and we're just like speaking for a couple of days, then I already know where this is gonna go. It's either I like the nudes and I bite back, or I don't like it and it's a halt. Or we link up, we link up, go on a date, blah, blah, blah. But in my head, I'm never thinking about future anything, because I done got free nudes and some hours that I and I asked for it. It's just like
boring.
Like, it just.
Amelia said, "What about self gratification on live video, Zoom, FaceTime?" Look, when I'm dating somebody, when I'm in a relationship, when I'm talking to somebody, when I'm getting to know somebody, when there's strong sexual chemistry, absolutely,
that's a must.
That's a must. Why not? Amelia says, "I always appreciate pics of the morning boner and afternoon and evening and every time in between." I hear you. That's what I'm talking about.
Always hold it down in the dessert topics. I never forget
always.
All
right, so look, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for rocking out with us for an hour and a half plus 5 minutes. Not gonna lie, nudes are fun because they're still a tease. You know what it looked like, not how it works. I hear that. But yeah, we appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in. As I always say, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to share this video. If you haven't already, please just press share, man. It costs nothing. We appreciate it. Right now, we're having some interesting testing going on because we have it streaming from so many different places. So if you come into a chat, you may not see a huge number because it's streaming from multiple places, but we see the congregated number. So we appreciate everybody tuning in. And as I always want to say, y'all, I want to remind y'all to be bright, to be bold, to be you. And remember that you weren't born to be the same. You were born to stand out. So continue to do what you got to do to share that great energy and to make sure that you get it back. But nobody closes the show better than my co-executive producer and co-host. So what's up? What you want to say to the people next?
All right, Joe. So y'all already know I appreciate y'all. Always love. You know what I'm saying? All love. And I love the way that y'all interacted and debated. It's dope. I encourage everybody to come back, even if we have opposing views. But the world needs us all to heal itself. So give love, spread love, receive love, and repeat. Once again, give love, spread love, receive love, and repeat in every single form. So
we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we are out. Later, y'all.